What's up guys, it's me Jeremy, and today I want to discuss an interesting type of champion, and that is the raid boss. Let's get started. Now the term raid boss comes from the MMO genre of games, where you take part in a raid with a bunch of other people and of course fight bosses. These raid bosses would often take around 10 to 40 or even more people to kill depending on the raid. So these raid bosses were very powerful while also being ridiculously difficult to kill, and that is what a raid boss champion can do in League of Legends. A raid boss in League is a champion that becomes extremely tanky while still being able to do loads of damage. They are hard to kill, but can still hold their own and take down opponents with ease. Good luck dueling a raid boss, as once that champion hits the raid boss status, they're ridiculously powerful. The best raid boss-esque champions on this patch I would say would be, in no particular order, Nasus, Shyvana, Olaf, Rammus, and then of course Udyr. Now, there are going to be more, of course, but I find that these would be the top 5 champions that can get absurdly tanky while still dealing damage on this patch right now. The true strength of a raid boss is definitely the late game. These raid boss champions are the true kings of late game, not AD carries, since they just get to be so damn tanky that they're pretty much unkillable while still doing some damage. The strength of these champions late game can easily surpass that of a full build AD carry. For playing as a raid boss, the key thing to understand is that you are the front line. You are the tank, the raid boss. You need to stay in front of your team. Avoid split pushing, as your team will likely have no chance unless they have a necessary tanky front line for those team fights. Now obviously what you want to do exactly will change on the situation in team fights, but in general you just want to try to avoid letting people get past you. If an assassin breaks through your blockade, turning around to kill them instead is going to be your best bet. But you can push forward as long as your team is close enough to follow up, and people aren't going past you. And of course, don't get greedy in these fights, as you are very vulnerable to kiting. Your goal should not be to kill the opposing carries, but to simply zone them out while your carries get free reign on the enemy tanks. If your carries kill the enemy tanks faster than the enemy carries kill you, team fights should be no problem. Now for playing against a raid boss, kiting is going to be the key mechanic to use in your favor. This is why support champions counter pretty much all raid boss-esque champions. It's likely up to your support to limit the reign the enemy raid boss has, and your carries will definitely need a last whisper or a void staff to even have a hope of dealing some damage to them. And although they will be pretty big, kiting a raid boss is usually somewhat easy since they lack mobility. Don't be afraid to focus down the enemy raid boss too. As long as your team kills them faster than the opposing team kills your tanks, it will work out just fine. These raid boss type champions can be very powerful when it comes to carrying games, due to their strong late game without giving up much in the early and mid game. It can be easy to control team fights on these types of champions, and they are definitely a formidable force. My name is Jeremy, and that's it for my video on the raid boss. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to check out some of my others on the screen right now. I'd love if you could support me with a like, and please subscribe for more awesome content in the future if you enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.